Hey everybody, so I've been watching this show on Apple TV Plus called Silo. It's a really cool show. If you haven't seen it, check it out. But I really like the marketing of the show. It's a very kind of minimalist looking design, and I just wanted to recreate the poster and just kind of make my own poster. I'm not going to actually, make a copy of theirs, but just really use theirs for influence. So let's get started and we'll make a poster. Here we go. So if you look at their marketing, it's they're using the classic kind of like teal orange look, like this right here, the blue, orange, cinematic. But I wanted to focus more on like this kind of muted tone. It's like a clean slate, and the poster that I really liked that I'm going to try to mimic making is, it kind of looks like this. Let's see, trying to find it. Type in poster. I saw it the other day. There it is. So yeah, it looks like this. It's really clean. It's very minimal. There's not much to it. But what we're going to do is I'm going to use Midjourney to kind of generate a character in like a wilderness kind of environment, post-apocalyptic, and then we'll add the text. I'll probably add a little bit more kind of like subtext for credits and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a really nice looking poster, and just wanted to recreate it. So let's open up Discord. Okay, so we're going to imagine a woman in a futuristic suit, helmet with clear visor, an how do you spell it? Apocalyptic. Okay, I think that's right. No, I'm missing the Y. Y'all don't make fun of my spelling. Apocalyptic. Oh my gosh. I'm about to cut all this out. Apocalyptic. It's got to be right. Apocalyptic. Wasteland. Portrait. Full body. Looking at the camera. We'll say cinematic just for fun. And muted tones. Okay? And then we're going to make it 9:16. 9:16 is vertical. 16:9 is horizontal. So we want to make it 9:16. So there's that. Alright, we'll see what it comes up with. Already have, so we're going to make it 1080 by 1920, 72 resolution. We don't need it higher than that because we're not printing it, and 72 is fine for screen graphics and social media. Alright, so there's that. Fit it to the screen. There we go. I like to start with a blank or a black canvas. So yeah. Okay. Not too bad. It did not do what I asked it to because I did not put in the right thing. So let's copy this because I don't want to type it out. And I don't like the background because that's not what it looks like. We'll do desert background. And now I have to do AR. I didn't put that in there. That stands for aspect ratio. So 9:16. Okay. Not too bad. A little interesting. If any of them, I probably like this lower left one. I don't like this suit. But let's see if it gives me something else. So we'll do version 3. See if it can generate some more. And I actually did this the other day, but I did not record the audio. So if it comes to it, I just might go back and use the image that it generated for that and just use that. But oh, and I can't spell futuristic either. Okay. Well, I guess it knows what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I mean, I like this one. She kind of has the most realistic looking face, in my opinion. But I just don't like the suit. But it's not bad. It's fine. That one actually looks pretty good too. So let's go with her. I'm going to upscale her. And then I'm going to zoom out a little bit because I want to see more of the full body. And it just gives me more room to crop if I need to. Alright. So we have the same girl. We just have a few differences in it. Trying to see kind of what they are. These two are similar. And I like that. I don't like this suit. And I don't like that. That looks too spacey. I think I like this one the best. So let's upscale 2. Okay, and we're going to upscale it again to get the best resolution. Okay, cool. Open. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Good image. I'm going to copy it. Bring it over here. We're going to paste it. Sweet. So, pretty big, which is nice. We're going to scale it down. Yeah. So what we want to do is we want to make sure that her face is not dead center, because it just leaves, there's no room for the eye to move around. It's like, okay, we're just going to stare straight at her face. We don't want that. If you go back and look at the silo here, let's do this. There we go. So if you look at this, her eyes are kind of in the upper third region. It's a little close to the center, but the text is in the lower third. This is kind of like the middle and then upper third. So that is like a design rule, and you usually want to follow those because it makes everything easier on the eyes to look at. Our eyes naturally kind of fall in this area when we're looking at something, and then we move down. So yeah. Okay, so let's make sure she's a little bit higher. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, cool. Alright, next should be real simple. We're going to add our text. No, it will not be that. I think I used this one. Moderns. I just downloaded it from DaFont. It's a free font, please. Okay, so I'll make it a little bit bigger, and then we're going to bring this towards the lower part. I don't want it too low. It doesn't need to be down here, You know, kind of about right here is fine, because we're going to put some text down here as if it's like an actual movie poster. I'm going to increase the kerning a little bit, which means it's spacing between the letters. That's just a typical classic movie style thing to do with your font. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Gonna add some noise. Grain, I guess you could say. Doing this really just kind of adds, it brings everything together. It doesn't, it makes it look very like it's all a part of the same image. And it's reminiscent to film grain. So I'll put it on soft light and then just drop the opacity down a little bit. There's millions of ways you can do grain. This is just the way that I do it. But yeah, that looks pretty good. I like that. Awesome. Okay, now I'm going to adjust the levels, because it's a little dark. So I'm going to bring it up a little bit. And maybe bring up the brights a little bit. And then kind of crush the blacks. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. That looks 100% better already. And you can keep tweaking this and, getting it to your liking, but you just don't want her face to be just super dark. You want it to be pretty clear. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, one thing I'm gonna do is use the dodge tool, and I'm just gonna brighten up her eyes a little bit, because that's what we connect with as people. When we look at people's faces, we automatically look at each other's eyes, and we're just gonna make her eyes pop. Now you don't want to overdo it to where it looks just like not real, so, but yeah, now her eyes just pop right out at us, and that looks pretty good. Sweet. This is a very minimalistic design. You don't have to do a lot to it. Sometimes graphic designers will just think like, oh, I gotta put all this work and graphics and you don't have to. Sometimes the image is enough. The image will speak for itself. You just do a couple of tweaks to it, and that's a powerful image. Now that's more on the photographer to make it look good, but as a graphics artist or a graphic designer, it's really just like salt and pepper. You don't have to do much to make a meal taste better. Just add a few little things to it. So anyway, okay, now we're gonna do the text at the bottom. And I used ChatGPT the other day to do this. It should still be there. Yeah. So I just selected all this, copied it, came back over here, and created a text box. That way I can keep it constrained to this. Paste it, and then just make it really small. Nobody ever really reads these. I gotta center it. Yep. Let's see, let's do this. Normally you wouldn't do it the way I'm doing it, but this is fake, so it doesn't really matter. I'm just making it more look like it's the right thing. But yeah, so Cool. Okay, that looks pretty good. Let's bring it back out. Yeah, not bad. I'm gonna bring it down just a little bit more. And then I'm gonna change the color. We don't want it bright white. We're gonna make it somewhat match one of the tones that's in here. Let's see, start there. Cool. That way it doesn't just jump right out at us. I'm gonna adjust the silo, because if you go back and look at theirs, now that one is solid, but like these other ones, I like this look right here, how it has this texture on it and it's got like a little bit of a color gradient to it. But yeah, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna add just like a little gradient to it and add some texture to it as well. So let's do that now. Gradient, not too bad. Gonna need to adjust it a little bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Cool. All right. I'm gonna add a texture to it. I like to just use brushes. And yeah, so I've got these brushes. I purchased them from Graphic River. There's thousands of brushes you can use, but they just, you know, I've got paper brushes, scratched, vintage, stain, distressed, noise, and there's a bunch within it. And it's like, once you buy one set, you don't need another one, because there's so many different ways you can make it work, and they're pretty big too. So yeah, you can see here what it already did. It just makes it look, you know, grungy and a part of the image. So yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, cool. Yeah, there it is. Now you can see that's the brush. It's a pretty big brush. So you can literally just like paint here. You could paint over here. You could make it smaller and paint here. There's just, it's really endless. So awesome. That looks pretty sick. Now the only thing I'm probably gonna do, and just to add a finishing touch to it, is add like a little lens flare, probably coming from over here, because that's kind of where the sun is. So I could add it right there because that's where the sun's hitting. So let's just go and look for a lens flare. I use this website called FreePic. It's a stock site. There's thousands of stock sites, but this is just the one that I like to use. So we'll search lens flare. Awesome. And it gives you just all these different kinds of things. So I really like the first one, actually. It's a little too classic with the circular thing, the optic there, but you know, that one's not bad. It's using more of that hexagon kind of thing. So we'll see how it works. I'm gonna copy it. Okay, copied, and then paste. Yeah, this should turn out pretty well. So I'm gonna bring it down and then change it to screen. Pretty good. Probably what you would want to do is put it like this area right here. It's really bright, and it would naturally kind of hit there too. Now it's a little too big. I like it, but it's a little too big. We don't want it there. Yeah, sick. Now what we got to do though is get rid of the edge. We got to blend that in. So just gonna add a mask, Add a gradient mask to it. Go here. And then, yeah, we got rid of it there. We'll get rid of it on the side and up above. Yeah, there we go. Awesome. And that just adds the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? It just makes it that last little pop. But sick. I like that one. That looks really good. So you could do more tweaks. Keep messing with it. I think that looks pretty good. You might could mess around with the placement, you know, but I like it right there. It's not too bad. You could keep messing with the, oh, that looks pretty good. That helps the text pop. Yeah, I like that. I might increase the saturation a little bit. Looks good, looks good. Cool. All right, so I think we're good. Like I said, some designs you don't have to do much. Just a little bit of tweaking. Let the image speak for itself, and you know, just add your title, your subtext to it. Adjust the color a little bit and the levels, and yeah, you've got yourself another TV poster. Who knows? Maybe this might be season 3. I don't know, but. All right, cool. So if you enjoyed that, let me know. I love designing. I love doing stuff like this, and just want to show you my process and what I think about while I'm designing. And I hope it helps you and helps your creativity in any way. And if you want to see me do anything specifically, that would be awesome. I love feedback. It just lets me know that I'm reaching you. And if there's anything I can do to help make your designs and your creative flow and your process better, you know, that's awesome. So like and subscribe. Make sure you comment as well, and I read your comments. I like to read them. Like I said, I love feedback. So cool. Until then, I'll see you next time.